The Dangote Refinery, and I had this question somewhere which I actually must reply, so I will use this as the avenue to reply to them. Now, what happens when an ambitious man meets a desirous population? Right now, many of us in the financial world, we are paying attention to what is happening almost everywhere. Almost everywhere. We are paying attention to what's happening in the US market, we're paying attention to what's happening to the Europe, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria. So, of course, the Dangote Refinery, it's getting listed in the Nigerian, on the Nigerian exchange. You know, that's almost a given. It's coming either end of this year or early next year. And there is all the conversations are happening. Many of the rich guys are already talking about having it, even having some purchases privately, in the private placements. I saw Otadela asking for 100 million US dollars. That's how competitive this thing is. But unfortunately for us, for those of us in Uganda, we cannot invest in the IPO. There are no, the regulatory framework in Nigeria does not allow them to cross-list in East Africa. So I do not know if there is any other way you can invest in the IPO. Two, I tried looking for that to see if someone can use, for example, Interactive Broker or Cheaper Cash to invest in the Nigerian stocks, and it's impossible. They do not have them on there. For someone who is in Uganda, unfortunately, or potentially even in Kenya, you cannot invest in the Dangote Refinery IPO. Maybe post-IPO, there might be collaborations, because maybe right now Dangote is thinking about constructing a refinery in the East African region, whether it's Uganda or Kenya, and that might create the impetus for the bigger nations to sit down and come up with a framework that allows them to cross-list. Now, instead of Dangote creating an independent company in East Africa that must list, or creating a subsidiary that is fully owned by the listed entity in Nigeria, he just cross-lists in and issues cross-lists to maybe the Nairobi Stock Exchange, maybe the Ugandan Stock Securities Exchange, and then automatically we can invest in that. But as it is right now, I do not know. I beg to be guided. I don't think so. I've inquired. There is no way a Ugandan and or a Kenyan can participate in that IPO. None whatsoever. If it was a Kenyan company, it would be different, because for us in Uganda, we can invest in the Kenyan companies through the brokers. Maybe the only angle I'm yet to explore, if the brokers can invest for you in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. But that then creates a little bit of so much ambiguity, which I sometimes do not want to advise people to take on that risk. But right now, as I know it, no, none.